Hey everybody! So in my honest opinion, one of the best ways to learn video editing is actually doing picture slideshows. That's how I got started many years ago about learning how to use the tool. A lot of things you could do, slicing and dicing, learning how to crop and also add music, all these different features. So that's what we're going to be doing today, learning how to put a simple slideshow together. So I'm going to be using photos from the holidays from last Christmas. These are real photos from the vacation. On top of having like a photo slideshow, I'm going to add a few more features, a few more cool little tweaks that you can make to make the video a little bit more better or stand out a little bit more. So let's get right into it. So here we are in PowerDirector's main screen right here. We're actually in the media tab under my media here. So I'm going to first things first, drag some picture files into the library. And I found 5 different types of pictures from our latest vacation to put into this slideshow here. So I'm gonna start with that. But before I put the pictures in there, I'm gonna do some things to like kind of enhance the slideshow. So one thing I'm gonna do is add a title screen, and then I'm also at the end after the pictures put in an ending screen as well, just kind of give it a nice little touch to it. But so for at least the first part is do a title. So I'm gonna put titles here. There are a lot of canned or like types of titles that you can choose from here. You do what's new, popular. So I'm gonna find one that's like kind of like, fits within this theme here of vacation. So I'm gonna find one real quick. So the one I found is actually called Travel 11. So you see it right here. I dragged it down to the second track here. Let me just edit it real quick. I'm gonna put a nice little name to it. I updated the text here in both text 1 box and then text 2. It's really easy. Just go in there, just type in the text. You can change around the different types of like font if you want, and also the size. I'm gonna leave it as is, X out of this here. And you see right now, it's just like a black background. So I'm gonna find a nice background for this title here. So I'm gonna go back to media, and then right here, background images, or actually color boards. Let me do a color board. I like gradients as well. Or actually, let me do background images, why not? So I'm gonna find one that's a little bit more like, travel related here, and let me look through it. So I found this sky background right here. I'm just gonna drag it right into the first track here. You can see right away it just lines up. So it's gonna be a 5-second track here, or 5-second duration here. All right, so that's my title screen. Let's go back to the media here. And what we're gonna do is actually just drag and drop all these different photos into the first track now. So I'm gonna hit the first one, all the way to the last one. I hit shift to select them all. You see they all get dragged down there, which is really nice. And so each one of these pictures, let's see what the duration is. And this is something you can play around with. Each one's gonna be 5 seconds long. 5 seconds is a long time, when you have a slideshow. Actually, it could be short, it could be long, but at least from this case, it'll be a little bit, this is a long one. So what I wanna do is I'm gonna select all 5 of these here. There we go, 3.29 seconds there, which will be perfect for me. You kind of see how fast it'll go from one video to the next there. We're gonna enhance it a little bit in just a second. Let's see what we could do here. But one thing to notice is when you have a regular video or a photo like this, there's gonna be little side here. You can see the kind of the color board in the background here. We want to crop each one of these photos to fit the whole screen. So what we're gonna do is there's this button here, crop the selected image. And I'm gonna crop this. So it's right now it's on a 4:3 aspect ratio. I'm gonna change it to 16:9. All you gotta do is resize it here. And it's resize, kind of move it around, drag and drop if you need to, and hit OK. And I'm gonna do that for all the videos, or I'm gonna do that for all the photos right now. All right, so I cropped most of the photos, at least the ones that were horizontal, like this one here. There's one that's actually a vertical orientation. I'm gonna show you how I kind of deal with this one here, but I'm gonna actually bring this down to the second track. And the thing about PowerDirector is it lines it up perfectly. And from here, I'm gonna put in a color board in the background. So I'm gonna go color boards, and you can choose any color. I'm gonna choose, actually let me do a gradient one. I like gradients. I'm gonna choose a blue one, drag it right into there. And I'm gonna actually trim the fit so it stays within that time there. So this is what it looks like here. And how I'm gonna use this is, I'm going to first crop this, and this is another way to crop. Just move it over. And I'm gonna put a little title caption here, just to kind of give a little context. The next part is, adding transitions. That's gonna be a really cool part within the slideshow here. There's a lot of transitions you can choose from. So what I mean by this is like you go from one photo to the next. It gets a little choppy, but to add a little more effect to it, I like this fade one. I'm just gonna do fade, and how you do this is drag and drop it over each one of these where there's a, two right in the middle between these two media files here. So just go ahead and drag and drop. And for this photo here, that's kind of the outlier, I'm also gonna drag the transition there, and what I'm gonna do is just kind of move it over. And same thing with the ending here, so it kind of aligns with the transition on top here. So it'll look like this. So it's a smoother transition. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna do, go back to this vertical photo here. There's all this white space right here. I wanna put a title there. And so I'm gonna go back to title. I'm gonna hit my favorites because I favorited this one. I'm just gonna do a basic title here. Just drag it right into there. I'm going to position it over here so you can kind of see it better, but also I'm gonna double click on it and just update the caption real quick. So I updated the text here. I'm gonna actually change the font around to one that I like. Let's try this one here. Passion one. Let's do this one so it stands out a little bit more. And just kind of move it around to get it to the position that you want there. On top of that, I'm gonna add some animation to it. I'm also gonna do a pop slow one as well. And so I'm gonna actually resize this back down. And so what's gonna look like is this. And move on to the next slide there, or the next photo. The next thing I'm gonna do is adding some music to this. So I'm gonna go back to my media, find a music track. I'm gonna drag one up. And this track is from the YouTube audio library. So it's very nice background music. You can listen to it. So I'm gonna actually put that track 2 here. And then before I kind of cut down this music, I talked about adding an end screen, so let's do that as well. So I'm gonna go back to titles and you put the end. I like this end credit here. I'm actually gonna put it into title track 2 here down at the bottom, because when you have like this, it's just gonna be a black screen in the back. I wanna put another color board in the background there. Back to media. Background images, actually let's do gradient again, color boards, gradient, and something darker, just because it's a white font here. Double click on this so I can update the text. So I updated the text here, you kind of see that it's almost hitting like these leaves here, so I'm gonna adjust the font as well, down to 24. So on the last part, it's just gonna trim off the remaining of this audio file here, this music file, so I just went down, selected down to the end here, and then hit Control T to trim it, delete, and it's out. Yeah, and there you go. There you have your slideshow. Nice, almost a little over 30-second slideshow here. And I'm gonna show you what the final product looks like. All right, so that's how you put together a quick little slideshow. Simple, easy, and you can enhance it by doing a few little tweaks with like the titles and the music. So it turns out to be a really nice slideshow, really like professional looking. So yeah, thank you so much for checking out the video here. And if you like this one, I'm gonna put some playlists and some videos at the end and also in the description. And I will see you next time. Thank you. Valentine's Day today. You like my red?